we're off to a great start with our alert dialog so that we can notify users if an error occurs. We need to continue on with it and configure the dialog and then return it. The title that appears at the top of the dialog is set using the builder.setTitle method. So under here, builder, set title, just do oops, sorry. We can next add a detailed message. We could add another line calling the builder.setMessage method, or we can chain methods together. We've seen method chaining before with toast messages. I find it allows for code to be easier to read and understand. So let's do that here. Before the semicolon then, hit enter and type period, set message, and our message will be, there was an error. Please try again. Finally, we need to add buttons to the bottom of the dialog. We can add 1, 2, or 3 of them. The alert dialog has 3 different buttons we can set: positive, negative, and neutral. For each button, we set the text and the on-click listener, which runs code when the button is tapped on. For this dialog, we just want one positive button labeled OK. So let's chain that to our builder. Set positive button. And we'll pass in null for our on-click listener. So we can use null like this if we don't want to do anything specific when the button is tapped. A null on-click listener will just close the dialog, which is all we need here. However, we could add an on-click listener just like a regular button. With our dialog defined using the builder, we need to create and return it. We create an actual alert dialog object by using our builder's create method, and we can return it directly. Return builder.create. While we're in our alert dialog fragment file, there's one more thing we should do in here. To follow Android best practices, we should use string resources wherever possible in our apps. We've seen them a little in previous courses, and it's great to use them wherever we can. Fortunately, Android Studio makes this easy with a convenient shortcut. Place your cursor in the title string and hit Alt-Enter for the quick fix. So extract string resource, and we'll do error_title. We can do the same for message. Alt-Enter, extract string resource, do error message. And here, same thing, and we'll call it error button OK text. So we're getting an error here. Let's just try rebuilding the project. And the errors go away. Great. Now we need to use this new object in our activity. Let's head back to our new alert user about error method and put it to work. So back here in main activity, an alert user about error. Let's create a new alert dialog fragment. We'll call it dialog. And it's a new alert dialog fragment. Now we need to show it in our activity. We can do that with dialog.show. This takes a couple of parameters, the first being a fragment manager. Fortunately, the activity has a method for this called getFragmentManager, which we can pass in. The second parameter is a tag that is just a string. We can put in pretty much whatever we want, so let's just put in error dialog. So there, dialog.show, getFragmentManager, and our string, error dialog, and our semicolon. We're all set. In order to test our dialog, though, we need to force some kind of error in our app. One easy way to cause our web request to fail is to alter the parameters we're passing into our URL. We just need to keep in mind what we changed and fix it right away after the test. So let's go up to latitude. Here, let's comment out this value. And let's just set it to a number that we know doesn't work, like 9999. Great. Now we can run it and test it out. Nice. Our dialog appears, and if we tap the OK button, we go back to the activity. Now with that test done, let's not forget to change our latitude value back. Cool. We're off to a great start with handling errors when something goes wrong with a network request. What happens if the network isn't available at all, though? We'll see how to handle that next.